Hello, chat. What is up? I'm here doing. I want to do a few deck reviews. I don't have a whole lot of time to stream. I will stream more next week. This week has just been busy for me. I'll probably stream at my normal time. Didn't do the normal time today because we're usually I record the podcast now, but we recorded the podcast in the morning because we had a guest who was outside the States. So because of that, we had to record at a weird time, etc., etc. So anyway, I'm here now. I want to try and do a couple of deck techs as, try to get through them. I want to get through them quickly, which inevitably never ends up happening. I get sidetracked all the time. I'm just realizing people pointed out in the patron Discord that I said new threat, not new thread. So I want to go through them, as quickly as I can while still giving good advice. I'm going to try not to linger too hard on all of them. I'm going to real quick put in the chat here the Architect, another PK podcast. Good guess, but no, different YouTuber who is in Europe. It's popping on it is popping on the YouTube stream. I think it's just more people, watch my stuff from YouTube. I just stream on Twitch because, it's easier that way so that more people can have access to the streams if you prefer to watch it. Anyway, here's the Architect folder if you want to follow along and look at any of the previous deck doctors. Also, chat, I don't know if you saw, new video on the second channel. I will also put a link in the chat here if you want to watch a little video about blue tongue skinks. You should check that out too. I think it turned out pretty great. It's very cool. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's hop into it. See how many of these I can get done in the next 30-ish minutes. Okay, this is a Jeskai Obosh deck. It's like you have 3 commanders. Look at that. That's pretty funny. Okay, aiming for bracket 3. Falthus gives Death Touch to Jeskai, which is actually a really cool combination. Commander took control of Menace and Death Touch. The Menace is not relevant here, but Death Touch makes your commander just zaps people down, which is pretty cool. Use Jeskai's 0 ability to allow Falthus to get in for triple damage. With a pump spell and Obosh, you can get like reasonable damage. Okay, cool. Main issue is dealing with haste creatures, since especially hasty evasive creatures, things like boots, hinder the deck. Furthermore, you don't have too many ways to recover Jeskai if she gets targeted too much. This deck does struggle a bit with ramp and card draw because of Obosh. Alright. Let's start by just clearing some of this stuff. What? Why does it never... why does it never let me... Oh, yeah, I'm stupid. I didn't copy the list yet. Oh, am I even... I'm logged on. Yeah. Oh. What even happened? Oh my god, my Architect is like crashing out here. Did this just get added to like... Oh no, it's here. Okay. That was weird. Okay, anyway, I have the deck list here now. Now I can clear the maybe board. Alright. Cool. Yeah, what up, Elk? You think you've reviewed this exact same deck list before from the same user? Well, yeah, I think I made you a mod in my Twitch stream. I think you're the only mod, Elk. Yo, what up, Giant Orangutan? Things are heating up in the skink community. Yeah. Putting $100 on Kalshi that it's another balmy podcast. Okay, so I need to remember I can't suggest anything with an even mana value. All right, so a few things that I'm immediately looking at is what the hell does Sensei's Divining Top do for this deck? It's like if you're struggling with card draw, the top isn't going to help you. Duress? I think Duress is better at higher brackets. I like Thoughtseize more in lower brackets because it can hit creatures, whereas Duress doesn't. Dark Writ. Elshire Laughs at Face, Urbrask, Spirit Guide. What is this card? Flying Death Touch Lifelink Renew. Exile this card from your graveyard, put a flying counter, death touch counter, and lifelink counter on target creature. Sure. What vibe are they going for? They said bracket 3 mid-range. Moxfield will never crash? Well, you know, let's just say pretty soon I won't be using Moxfield or Architect. Stay tuned for this week's video, if you know what I mean. I don't know if you guys can hear that as well. There's a child screaming outside my door. Okay, so I imagine your problem with haste creatures is that they come down and kill Jeskai immediately, right? That's why you mentioned haste creatures are a problem. I wonder if, you know, this could be a job for Force Field. You should proxy this card. Oops. Damn it. So let me. Forgot to do that. Some sort of Pillow Fort type effect. Tell Trinket Jr. I said hi. Yeah. We're going to tapped out. No, not tapped out. Easy ad nauseum ad. That would be funny. Is Stinging Study worth it if your character is only 3 mana value? Probably not, right? Yeah, probably not. Seething Song? I get the point of the rituals because you want to recast your commander. Just feels bad to play rituals in a deck that's not like a combo deck. What does Tezzeret get us? Shadow Spear, Soul Ring? Okay. I mean, companion decks are always hard to gauge because of that restriction. Lightning Bolt? I don't know how jazzed I am about. I guess with Obosh it's like double damage. Does Force Field protect Planeswalkers? Oh wait, I think it doesn't. Is it the next time that creature deals damage, or now it's to you? It doesn't work on. Damn, you're right. But you know what we can do is we can go. Let's do a little bit of EDH wrecking here, right? We go to Ghostly Prison, and then let's find like a black card that does something similar, in theory. This didn't really work. No Mercy is 4 mana. Ghoulish Impetus is kind of funny because one thing about Goad is they can't attack Planeswalkers with it, even if you're the only person remaining, which is kind of neat. Well, let's keep this in mind. Oh, you already have it. Wait, are you playing Shiny Impetus? Well, if you were talking about ramp, this is one way to give you extra ramp. Kazul gives you a blocker. If they don't have to be mana. Ooh, Kazul is pretty good. Is Skullstorm an odd mana value? Because we can't play that with Obosh. I totally forgot about Kazul. How did I forget about my boy? I love Kazul Tyrant of the Cliffs. Really great Pillar Fort effect. Soulstone is 2 mana. We can't play it with Obosh. Everything has to be an odd mana value. Is Skullstorm an even or odd mana value? Oh, 9 mana. Look at that. Maybe this is a Skullstorm angle. It's kind of sweet. It doesn't really help the problems that they've talked about with like boots and stuff. Although it forces them to sack creatures, so maybe along the same vein, if you're like the Hexproof and Shroud boots are a big problem for your deck, maybe instead of having more of your removal be stuff like, I don't want to say Chaos Warp because I think you want that type of stuff, but maybe instead of it being you don't really have that much other spot removal, I guess. But we can play some Edict effects, you know? Blessing of Leeches. I don't know what that is. Flash, enchant creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. Regenerate enchanted creature. Cool. What an awesome card. You know how much the creator needs to attack? Ensnaring Bridge could be the right kind of effect. Oh, Ensnaring Bridge might be potentially reasonable as well. Because here's the thing is, Jeskai triples the damage dealt by a creature, but that doesn't actually triple the power. And if you have stuff like, you know, Tainted Strike or whatever, you can just cast that after attacking. So that is pretty sweet, actually. Maybe Ensnaring Bridge is the answer. Oh, let's see, that was 3 in. Let's try to find one more cut. Soul Cleaver is pretty decent. Culligan's Command. Maybe you can go down on one of these. Like, you don't need this many, right? Maybe just go down on one of these effects. I think that's a good 3 in 3 out. What does Tezzeret do here? I think it just grabs like I don't know actually. I guess it grabs Shadow Sphere. But maybe they're playing that because they're concerned about the boots and stuff. What's one more Edict effect? Let's do one more Edict effect. Is it Vona's Hunger? Vona's Hunger is pretty good. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. If you have the city's blessing, instead each player sacrifices half the creatures they control rounded up, which is pretty sweet. Yes, Tezzeret is $40. Yes, because there are no reprint sets. We just get bonus sheets, which are reprints of cards that have been reprinted a bunch. So we're not going to see a Tezzeret reprint for like 100 years. Okay, all right. I think I'll leave it at this. I think Sensei's Top isn't really enough advantage in this deck. I don't see what the benefit is. Tezzeret, I agree with Chad. I don't really know what it gets us here. Duress, again, I think it's a little slow, but kind of for bracket 3. And then I think we have one too many of these effects. We can cut one to add Ensnaring Bridge, which I think will also really stop big attackers from hitting Jeskai. And then it doesn't have to be Vona's Hunger and Skullstorm specifically, but like sacrifice effects. If you're getting, you know, if you're running into problems with Hexproof and Shroud, make them sack the creatures. Kazul is some more Great Pillow Fort. I think this is a good one. And then Shiny Impetus is ramp, like you said you wanted more of, but also kind of a Pillow Fort effect. Yeah, what the hell is a reprint? Curse of Opulence, maybe? They have Curse of Opulence, yes. Good suggestion, though. Use the Edict with Split Second. Sudden Edict? I think it's 2 mana. Yeah, it's 2 mana, so it doesn't fit. It doesn't work with Obosh. Alright, let's move on to another deck. How about this one? Let's clone the deck. Oh, I see. When you click the folder you wanted in, it just automatically does that now. Okay, this user said, this is a bracket 2, low bracket 3 control deck that aims to accrue value by dumping cards in the yard, using it as a toolbox of answers in the early to mid game, aiming to win with big sorceries in the late game, preferably cast from the graveyard and instant speed, thanks to the commander breaking time and restrictions. Guys, I told you guys to keep these brief. That's the first paragraph. Okay, you just want some general suggestions. Easy, I can do that. Oh, somebody's joined us. I can do some general suggestions. A good deck name, yes. How do you submit for a deck review? There should be a link in the description of the stream for the Patreon. You join the Patreon. There's a thread for deck reviews. It goes in there. I pick them on a whim. I just scroll through and I pick them. There's not a guaranteed system here. You just, sometimes they get picked, sometimes they don't. That's how it works. I picked this one mostly because the name of the deck was funny. But I picked decks based on all sorts of random reasons. It could be that, it's a commander I think is cool, or blah, blah, blah. Speaking of which, I don't know what this commander does. This is the reason I picked on the deck. Spells you cast from your graveyard cost 2 less. That's cool. Whenever one or more opponents lose life, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile instead. Do this only once each turn. Do I think bracket 4 Hearthhole as land stacks could work? I don't know. I think you posted that list, did you? Was this supposed to be bracket 4? It could probably work. Bracket 4 is really open. You can kind of do whatever. Okay, so in this deck, we want to be casting our little instants and sorceries, and we want to make people lose life on each turn. So we can activate this 4 times, right? So we got to look at your control package here. What are we looking at? He's a wizard, so Mana Sculpt makes sense. Uh-huh. Now, I am seeing that the curve is a tad high. Maybe lowering it a little bit could help so that you can cast on each person's turn more often. What do we have to make people lose life on every turn, right? Okay, we got 1. Okay. At the beginning of each end step, each opponent may sacrifice a non-token power. Each opponent doesn't lose 2 life. Sure. 2. Mana Sculpt is such a fun take on Mana Drain. You have a new Kefka Wizards deck. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I want there to be a legendary Star Trek card that just says you may station at instant speed. So many people are going to look at that and go, oh, I didn't realize you couldn't do that. Shepherd of Rot. Yeah, I'm not seeing the Scrawling Crawler. I'm not seeing too many of these effects to get people to lose a life every turn. I feel like we maybe want that. Kumbaj Witches. Yes. Very elk-coated answer. One damage to any target. 1 damage to any target of an opponent's choice. This is very funny. A Blood Chief Ascension? Maybe, yeah. It is like a $20 card, which sucks. Maybe Polluted Bonds? When they play a land, they get zapped for 2. It's kind of sweet. You want Star Trek to have a common red creature that does something when it dies. Yeah, sure. I don't know how many... I don't know how many like memes they're gonna add to that, because they didn't do that many with Marvel Spider-Man. It was really just like a bunch of Spider-Men. There wasn't like a Paul character or anything. Breath Stealer's Crypt. Oh, you read my mind. Breath Stealer's Crypt. I love this card. Now this is a card. If we put this into EDH Rec, can we get something good? You could play Y'shtola in the 99 of this deck, which actually isn't a terrible idea. Is there this weird thing? Oh, sorry, chat. I'm tired as hell. Oh, maybe Hissing Miasma. Or Vile Consumption? You love Pingy Wizards, yeah. They did the point. I guess they did do the pointing meme. Circle of Power. Thank you, Duck. Circle of Power. You draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, create a 0/1 wizard. Right. Yeah, that one's not bad. Okay. Let's think about some cuts, right? Oh, Talion? I think Talion in like lower brackets is actually kind of eh. Like he's okay. Oh yeah, they have him in the list already. He's like okay. I don't know. I feel like in lower brackets he ain't that good. All of the counter spells that make opponents lose life. True. There's the Undermine. Yeah, you could play Undermine. I don't know how many other cards there are like Undermine. I don't think there's that many. Okay, I want to interrogate a few things. We have this Monument to Endurance. What causes you to discard? Currency Converter. Collector's Vault. So we got 2 cards. Okay, we got 3. We got 4. All right, maybe we have more discard than I thought. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 8, 9. Does Star Charts loot? No. $10. This can loot, right? 11. $12. I mean, I don't know, 12 cards that loot? Seems a bit low. I don't know. I'd be concerned about this. I would maybe want to cut the crabs. Maybe add like careful study for more looting and also just like early game plays. Is Leech Ridden Swamp in the deck list? Pings everyone for 1. Oh. Is that the one from Lorwyn? Oh, it is already in here. Yes. Yeah. Good suggestion. Temporal Extortion would go crazy. Temporal Extortion is really funny. Temporal Extortion is a black extra turn spell, but you have to... Anyone can pay half their life to counter it. I think the crabs are a little slow. I'd rather have more spells that just do that, especially because the spells can be doubled up and used later. What's that card with flashback that like digs 4 cards deep? Oh, I'm like totally blanking on this. The card is blue. It has a black mana symbol, and it is an instant. Forbidden Alchemy. Yeah. This card's like pretty sweet for a list like this. It just lets you really fuel up the yard. Look at the top 4, 1 in your hand, the rest into your graveyard. It also is an instant, which is pretty sweet. Painful Quandary. Painful Quandary is pretty good. It's good win con as well. I'm looking for a few more cuts here. Domineering Will, I've always found to be a little iffy. Like Illusion's Gambit and Reigns of Power, I think are better. I think Domineering Will, I always end up cutting it. It's just not as good as I feel like it should be. Perpetual Timepiece, I guess it's Graveyard Hate. I would also maybe go down on one of your big bombs, because in theory, you should win after resolving a Night Rise of the Dark Realms. You don't also need like a Clone Legion. I would maybe consider axing that, just so you don't have too many high cost cards, so you can lower the curve a little bit. Revenge of Ravens also works. Yeah, that's another one. All right. I think those are my cuts. I mean, honestly, the deck looks pretty fine. I should have said that up front. I don't think this deck like needed any like crazy changes. I just think maybe you need a little bit more ways to make everyone lose life. So I would consider some of these options, and then maybe a bit more spell self-milling, like Careful Study and Forbidden Alchemy over the crabs. I know the crabs are mana efficient. They're really good on turn 1, but after that, they don't work super well. Like if you draw them later in the game, they're not great. And whereas things like, Careful Study will immediately, if you top deck it, or maybe not top deck, if you have another card in hand, you draw it late game, can filter for things that you need and, potentially trigger your commander with other stuff. I just think having more spells is a little better. Iron Maiden is funny and bad, but I don't think it's worth adding here. What time is it? Oh my god, it's almost 5. Did you say this is bracket 4? I know you're in the chat here. This is bracket 4? You're playing Pox, so I'm going to assume it's bracket 4. Alright, I love bracket 4. Let's take a quick peek. Just gonna shorten it to Stiggy. I'm lazy. Yep, great deck. I hate. There we go. Export. Copy. Miku Lost Passing, and that's Azusa, and then Walk-in Closet. It did not get Walk-in. Walk-in Closet and Azusa. Oops, those ones the maybe board. I meant to put them to the there we go. Okay, and then Hearthhole is the commander. Cool, here we are. This is your Hearthhole upgrade. They made way too much to get all the value without enough ways to close out games. Need help adding thematic finishers. You're just thinking of making that version. Oh, this isn't supposed to be bracket. I mean, I think it does count as bracket 4 with Pox. But you could probably get away with it. You want a thematic finisher? What does that even mean? Army ants, hell yeah. I mean, one way is we could just have like some bigger creatures to attack with. Maybe an Uvenwald Hydra type thing. Could be good. Greater Gargadon? That's pretty sweet. Yo, the Skeleton VA. Thank you for the super chat. Currently working on making a Memnarch deck at the moment. Any advice for things to put into it? And then what's the oddest CDH deck I've made? Oddest CDH deck I've made was probably Jace. Jace from Prodigy was not, for many, many years, not viable, and I was really grinding it out. I don't think I've ever made any really wacky ones. I played other meta decks. Tips for Memnarch? I think have other mana sinks. Like, you know how Memnarch is a way that you can just dump mana into him and then like get value? Have other ways to do that. Otherwise, Memnarch becomes like an easy weak point for you to just get blasted and then not be able to do anything. Just go over some of the cards you questioned. Tezzeret is there. Tutor, there's a big. You had some cards on the maybe board, which I was considering. Oh, sorry. This is you had the Jeskai list earlier. Yeah. So I'm not gonna go back to that list for now. But if you have any questions, you can always just ping me in the Discord. You made a Memnarch deck like 10 years ago. It was really fun. Probably hard to keep up to date since it's so mana intensive. Yeah, you have to really commit to that type of mana. This is a deck that also likes to have lands in the graveyard. So, there could be like a Eula's Influence. Could be a finisher or a Borbergamot's Enraged type effect. Sorry, I got the hiccups. We could also play Rurik Thar, like just like regular Gruul finishers. The amount of instances of sorceries and enchantments we have, is pretty low. It's kind of a creature focused deck. And you just pressure your opponent's life total like that. Otherwise, since you're already kind of a sacrificey deck, God Eternal Ronos? God Eternal Ronos. 5/5 with Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield, double the power of each other creature you control until end of turn. They gain Vigilance. And then when it dies or is put to exile from the battlefield, you may put it on top of the owner's library. I don't know if this counts as a flavorful finisher, but it is a cool Magic the Gathering card. And doubling the power of your commander, letting it Kraken for 12 damage is pretty scary. It's also just kind of like a recursive threat. And, when we're talking about, you have a Mazarek in here. Mazarek obviously gets big, makes your team pretty big. Doubling the power from there can be really strong. You'd play Menarch if he didn't sound like a Jimmy Neutron villain. He does look like a Jimmy Neutron villain. Bontu, ETB, sack all the lands, burn the world. Yeah, God Eternal Bontu. Also pretty sweet. Yeah, you can sack any number of permanents, draw that many cards, which is really sweet. Also, he's a 5/6 with Menace, which is actually pretty good. And again, it's just another thing that, like, if you buff up with the God Eternal Ronos, you can probably get a good win in there. Whoa, AI viewers at streamboo.com. Let's block that. Yep, there we go. Why would I want AI viewers? Like, it doesn't matter if the numbers are big, if every viewer is a bot. Like, am I just tricking sponsors? Anyway. Maybe Avatar Kyoshi? So this card, at the beginning of your combinator turn, you Earthbend 8. Which is awesome, because you make an 8/8 every turn, and then you can beat people up. You feel like it takes too long for you to get to a place where you feel like you can win. Maybe this is how you play. Really? This deck seems pretty good. I mean, you could cut some of the value-y things. Like, this deck, I think, can probably fill the graveyard reasonably well without the help of Golgari Grave Troll. If you would draw a card, you may skip that draw instead. Oh, this card is awesome. I need me a copy of this. I need like a foil copy of this thing. Props to promote you in the algorithm? I guess maybe. Do we have Life from the Loam? No, right? Yeah, I like Loam over Golgari Grave Troll, to be honest. See, I'm thinking Mayhem Devil might be a trap. Because, like, your commander is like, you sacrifice a land. How many things are you sacrificing per turn? Maybe Mayhem Devil's not enough value. Maybe playing more of these big mid-rangey threats will get you there. This card's cool. Where's the Harrow? Elvish... Etish Restoration? That's true. Harrow could be a good ad. Because it is Sack-a-Land, which is pretty sweet. Ward, discard a card at the beginning of your... Oh, yeah, this card. Tragedy Feaster. Spreading Goblin, when this enters, if it was kicked or shelter for a basic land, putting your hand in the shuffle. I think maybe Jury's also too slow. This is weird. I feel like I'm upping your curve, but usually I do the opposite. Okay. I don't know how I feel about the one of Elvish Mystic as well. Okay. How about some of these changes? I think some of these are a little bit slower, and then let's just add some more like bombs. Like add more like big bombs. Yo, what up, Kyoji? There's a new one from Strixhaven that sacks 2 and fetches 4 planar engineering. Sack 2 Lancer life for 4 basically. Yeah, sure. That works. I think you maybe want just a few more bombs. Like just, put God Eternal Ronos in there. Put Kyoshi in there. Just like a few more just big things. Because if this is meant to be a big, dumb, mid-range bracket 3 deck, then let's put more of those big, dumb, mid-range cards in there. I think that's all you need, honestly. I really think you should put God Eternal Ronos. This card's crazy. Tomb of Arami? What is that? Tomb of Arami. Sure. Sacrifice all lands you control. Oh, that's funny. Is Hearthhold the most common home for this card? It just makes a 5/5 with flying. Like I wish it did. Like I wish we got this card, but the 5/5 had like Annihilator 3 and Indestructible. Like it had to be like way bigger. Oh, I guess yeah. You played in this because you want to lose life. Yes, you can sack all your lands to it to deal. Yeah, it's like it's really risky though. I mean, they're in the chat now. They can decide if they want to add that card. Yeah, what up, Matthew? Yeah, I mean, I've been streaming a little less this month. Just been busy with travel. All right. I want to. We're gonna move on to another deck. I think I can do like maybe one more before I gotta hop off. Oh man, a couple of juicy bracket 4 decks. All right. Export, cards from TGO. All cards added, perfect. And then Rafine is the commander. Okay, so this user says, this is the first time building bracket 4. Rafine gives you so many viable win routes, reanimator, connive value, Voltron, combo finish. You feel like you stretch yourself thin, trying to support all of those themes, and the deck ends up doing several things inconsistently instead of doing one thing well. I'm going to lean harder into reanimator as the primary plan, but you don't know what to cut or add. All right. So despite what some people might tell you, reanimator is a combo deck. So you want to find the thing that puts something into the graveyard. So Entomb, you want to find thing that reanimates it. This is your A plus B combo here, right? Now, the first thing I'm thinking of with combo decks is, what are we reanimating? And the first problem I'm noticing in this deck is we have Jin, we have like Razaketh, which is for combos, Shieldred, Toxrill, Elishnorn. Other than Jin, these feel kind of as reanimation targets. When will I be reviewing decks again this month? Probably next week, either Monday or Tuesday. And I'll try and do stream for at least an hour or whatever. Is a lot of these are kind of So Shieldred the Whispering one, not a great reanimation target. You might be thinking, oh, it's a big creature, though. Yeah, but when you cheat it into play on turn 1 or turn 2 or whatever, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't reanimate. You have nothing else in your yard. It just doesn't do anything. Same with Toxrill. Toxrill, like, yeah, it's, does its thing or whatever. It's a powerful creature. But early game, is it really that strong? I'll leave it in here for now. Same with Elishnorn. Like, unless you're going wide, what does Elishnorn even, like, do for us here? Jin is, like, the only relevant early game, like, reanimation target we have here. Other things. We have Demonic Consultation and Das's Oracle. But I don't really get why. Because we're not playing CDH, right? So you don't need the fastest combo. And in addition to that, beyond this Vamp Tutor and this Diabolic Intent, we don't have that many tutors, right? Elishnorn kills all their dorks. It kills exactly mana dorks, They have tons of time against Elishnorn to build up their board and just, like, play stuff, They can just play their 3/3 commander, and it doesn't do anything, right? Yeah, Consecrated Sphinx is, like, an actual... a real threat here. That's the type of stuff that we want to get out on an early turn. Also, the other one, Progress Tyrant. This is really problematic for opponents early game. You cast this early game, they literally can't cast the Mana Rock. It just gets countered. Yeah, Diabolic Intent, but no Diabolic Tutor, Demonic Tutor is, a bit odd, I would agree. Now, we have a bunch of, like, sort of, like, weenie dork creatures, kind of. Which is cool, like these mid-rangey things. But I think we want to lean a little bit away from that. I understand why they're in the deck for Rafine as, like, this sort of mid-rangey plan. But if we're doing the reanimation thing, your reanimation deck turns into mid-range as the game goes on, and you just hardcast your threats. Sire of Stagnation is also pretty good, right? Kind of like a baby Consecrated Sphinx. So I think I want to cut some of the more just, like, value-oriented ones. Like Chasm Skulker, I think, is a little eh. Grim Servant and Ephemerate go hard here. What is the Ephemerate for? Grim Servant's really good, yes. Yeah. This Adeline, like, this is the type of stuff that I think we axed if you want to lean more into your Reanimator game plan. Let's add some cards like Careful Study. Villa's Broker of Blood. Yeah. That's another pretty sweet one. Really good with Reanimate in general. I'm afraid of reading Grim Servant. Oh, sure, but it doesn't fit with the rest of the deck, though. I would even maybe consider getting rid of Razaketh. Obviously, it's a powerful card. It is like a tutor and whatnot, but it's not the same mid-range threat that, like, Progress Tyrant is that actually just, like, gets us going. Is more to have answers based on the toolbox. Toxrill could be a backup for big Elishnorn. Yeah, that's why I'm leaving in Toxrill, because I kind of like it better than Elishnorn in this sense, where it could, if they have a 3/3 commander, it'll still die to it, you know? Bringer of the Last Gift? Bringer of the... If you cast it, each player sacrifices all creatures they control, then each player returns all creature cards from the grave to them. It's ultimately 8 mana. For bracket 4, it's too slow. Another card I really like for bracket 4 specifically is Wash Away. Really because there's a lot of bracket 4 decks that are just like, I need my commander and I'm going to combo off. This is very good at beating that. Yeah, Bringer of the Last Gift, it's not good to reanimate, so you have to hardcast it. There's a problem. Now, if you want a combo, I think like Abdel Animate Dead is like better than the Thassa's Oracle thing because it already fits with what you're doing. Swan Song, Offer, Veto, Reanimate. I don't know about Agatha's Soul Cauldron. What does it do for us here? We can tap with Ornithopter of Paradise. We can sack this. It seems a bit eh. I think I'd ditch that. Yo, what up? Thanks for reeling you back into the hobby. Been playing for a month now, having a blast. Hell yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying things. Okay, I think this is a little bit of a better, more streamlined list. We cut one of the combo lines with like the Oracle consultation because you still have the Abdel. You can do like Abdel combos that fit more with what you're doing, and we've cut some of the like mid-rangey stuff and slower reanimation targets for I think what are better reanimation targets, plus a bit more interaction, removal, and Grim Servant's a great tutor. Leonin Relic Order to loop Animate the Dead. Doesn't Abdel do the same thing? When it enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-land property control. Till he leaves the battlefield, create a Wonder Soldier. Yeah, he does the same thing. You need like he makes like infinite 1/1s when you do that. So you don't even need another payoff. Yeah, otherwise, I don't know. It seems like a reasonable bracket 4 list. I'm kind of curious how it does. Whenever you draw a second card, you try and create a spawn. Sure, that's pretty good. Leonin is cheaper. You're right. You can, but no. Here's the thing: is Leonin Relic Order. So here's the thing about Leonin Relic Order is it doesn't do anything else though. You need like something that triggers when things enter or leave, right? When they unban Gristlebrand, I can tell them to put it in the deck. Yeah, true. Add Gristlebrand when it gets unbanned. But yes, Patron, if you're watching this, Leonin Relic Order does also go infinite with Animate Dead and Dance of the Dead, which is pretty sweet. Containment Construct seems a little weird to me. It's kind of card advantage with your commander. I think it's good enough. Can you still remove something problematic? It can still, yeah, I guess so. How many discarded cards are you actually casting? I mean, there's a lot of like low cost things. I guess there's the counter spells don't work for it. But it seems reasonable to discard like a Siren Storm Tamer, just cast it. Did the Commander deck Secret Lair drop already? Yeah, that was like yesterday or something. Now, I don't think Ranger Captain is needed for this deck. Alright. I think we're going to have to call it there. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Apologies for the shorter stream. Been very busy as of late. Thanks to all my patrons for supporting me. Thanks to everybody for submitting a deck. Patrons, next week will be the last one for May, so throw your decks in the thread, and I'll try to get to them. I didn't want to add a Broodlord package because that's kind of like, as soon as you have a Broodlord package in a combo, you just kind of Broodlord for the combo, and then that's just a CDH deck. Because that's literally like played in CDH, so I think it's not a bracket 4 list. Anyway, yep. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I will catch you all next week for the stream, and hopefully you'll see this